Hey y'all, Devarcus here with my video part 2 of the Black Axe. Now this is just, it's nothing fancy, it's just a fire axe that you can buy at Harbor Freight. They still got them, they're painted red and the front's silver here and the handle's red. And well, I used it like that for quite some time. And then one day I decided I would take the axe and got the cute idea it was stuck in the wood here, and then I was going to twist it to make the log split. No, it snapped the handle. So don't ever do that. It's not a good idea. So I went about figuring out how to put a new handle on it. It was my first rehandle job on a tool. And I'm trying to get the old handle out, and I'm chiseling, I'm picking, I'm drilling. I'm like, to heck with this. So I took the whole axe head and boop, tossed it in the fire. It was a weekend, had some cold drinks, threw a bunch of wood on the fire, and I cooked that axe for a whole night. And then it came out looking like this. You see, it's all black. That paint just kind of melted into the wood there, or the metal there, and I mean, it's nearly rust proof. There's a few places where I've scratched it and dinged it, where there's a small amount of rust, but it came out so hard, the metal. And I tell you, you put a steel file on this, and it just laughs at it. You got to use a grinder and shape that edge. But once you get an edge on it, it stays. Like, I haven't sharpened this in 2 years, and because the steel is so hard, and I mean, really, it's so heavy, it just melts through everything. So of course you see I've got a bunch of tape here because I did leave it out in the weather a little bit too long. And I'm going to peel this tape off of here and show you what actually happened from leaving it in the weather too long. So you see here, there's this little flap that's come up on the back of it. And everybody's like, well, some people are like, well, why don't you just put a new handle on it? And I'm like, well, it doesn't need a new handle. I do have a replacement handle for when it breaks, but basically all I've done is that original tape was just meant to kind of hold this down and just keep it together. Because, I mean, really, when you're swinging an axe, I mean, the metal part's doing all the work. The handle's just the means of putting steel to wood. So if you're stressing the handle, you're either doing something wrong, like I did that one time with twisting it the sideways, but you're not putting any pressure on the wood. So it just has to be, I mean, we're still 99% pure. There's a good story behind that phrase. So basically all I'm going to do is I am going to tape this back down here with some T-Rex brute force tape. Look into it. It's worth every penny. It's amazing. They got videos. They tow like SUVs, not SUVs, but quads. They'll tow quads with it. Pretty awesome. So I'm going to tape that down. However, first I'm going to give this a nice full coat of boiled linseed oil. I tell you, that is a tool handle's dream. Boiled linseed oil. It keeps this. That's why this handle is still so nice. You can see it still shines, even though I've left it in the weather quite a few times. So I'm going to do some boiled linseed oil on this. And that's going to leave it oily for a couple of days. So I won't be able to do another video on this for a couple days until that oil kind of seeps in and dries, and then I want to repaint this black, just because, I mean, it's now the Black Axe, and just to kind of give it a little extra rust proofing. So that's where we are at so far with the story and the history of the Black Axe. Thanks for watching.